So I saw this little meme the other day that said, making money is a skill, maintaining money is a discipline, and multiplying money is an art. And I just loved that meme. I just loved that quote because it speaks to what I'm doing now and what I've been doing and what I've been getting better and better and better and better and better at, which is multiplying money, turning it into an art. So in this video, I'm going to give you 4 different examples of how I was able to leverage debt for good, how I was able to use debt for good. I was able to use credit in my life and turn it into debt, but then turn it into more money, making it make me more money, multiplying that money. Okay, so very cool, very cool, very cool, very cool. This is where things get really interesting, really, really exciting. But you have to master the previous steps in this course in how to become financially indestructible. You have to master the basics of cash flow, income and expenses, profiting, making money, making more money, and starting to make your money work for you. So this is about making money work for you, all right? So the first example was my parents gave me a loan to buy my first property. Yes, I know, I'm lucky, I'm fortunate. Oh, Michael, that's a blessing. Wow, I wish my parents would do that for me. Yeah, you should. And thankfully my parents did. And I'm thankful for them every day. And that's why I'm doing this course, is because I'm giving back and teaching and sharing what I've learned, what I've done, what I've experienced, what I've got in my bones, what I've learned and done through experience through my bones. So yes, my parents did bless me. They were bank managers. They did teach me the financial system at a young age. And that's why I'm doing this course, because they taught me the information that you're not going to get in school. You're never going to get this stuff in school. They're never going to teach this in school. So this is why you paid and invested in this course. And this is where it's at, baby. So the first time I was given this loan and given money to multiply was my parents. They are brilliant. I owe them everything. They are wonderful. They are a blessing to me. Absolutely, I'm lucky and fortunate. They wanted better for their kids, right? Their parents didn't help them buy their first property. They had to work hard and save and learn the financial system, and they did that by working in banks and working for the bank and saving money and getting good at investing. So they gave each of us kids money to invest to buy our first home. Now, they are World War II babies. They're baby boomers, and that's how things went back then. They had to work hard and struggle and sacrifice. They knew that world well. They wanted better for their kids. Being Italian as well, European, they wanted to help them buy their first home. So that's what my parents did. So essentially, here's what my parents did. They gave me 30 grand to put a down payment on a condo. Now this is back in 2007. I was working a good job. I could afford the payments. I could afford the mortgage, all that stuff. I had a good salary, and we did all the math. There's that key again. There's that word again. We did the math. Math is the language of money. And they gave me the 38 grand to buy my first property. Now check this out. They put a second mortgage on the property, which means they put protection against that money. So they learned through prior experience that if they just gave the money, like I won't tell all the details, but one of my siblings older than me, they did this for, and they ended up losing that money due to some other problems that happened. So my parents wisely and smartly protected the money that they gave me for the down payment. They took out a second mortgage on that same amount of money on the property, so that when the property got liquidated or sold, they'd get paid their money back, which they did. But I was able to get the appreciation and the growth on that property. I held the property for about 7 years, and it went from about $188,000 in value when I bought it to $250,000 in about 7 years. Now that property is worth about $650,000, okay? But anyway, that's the truth. Those are the details. That's the first experience. The other ones are much simpler. The second one, the bank offered me for free a line of credit. I didn't ask for it, but at that same time, I had the condo, which was appreciating in value. I had a good paying job. I had good investments in stocks and RRSPs and savings, and the bank could see that. The bank could see all those things. So they gave me a line of credit, and I was like, I don't need it. I don't want it. And they're like, well, we just think you should have it. We just want to give it to you. How funny is that, right? When you don't need money, they'll give it to you. When you need the money, they don't want to give it to you. It's better when you don't need it. So my credit score was amazing and all these things, working this great job, had great savings and assets, and the bank could see all that because some of these projects were registered with them, including the mortgage. And so they just gave me $20,000. And I'm like, well, I don't need it. They're like, take it. I took it. My parents said, take it. When they want to give you money, take it. There's a lesson for you. And I turned that money, basically that $20,000, I turned that line of credit into stocks. I invested into stocks because I knew stocks very well. I was very comfortable with investing in stocks with my dad at the time. And we shared information publicly and openly with each other. So I invested that money into stocks. I turned that $20,000 into about $24,000. Not so bad. I did that in about a period of 8 months. And I basically kept the line of credit, was making the interest payments on it, and I profited, right? That's profit. I took the 20K. The interest rate was very low at the time. It was maybe like 7%. So my interest payments were very manageable, very, very manageable. And I took the money and multiplied it. I made $4,000 on the 20 grand. And then I wrote off the interest on the expenses for the interest, which is an expense on my taxes because I was using that money to invest. You'll find that magic out later in the tax section of this course. So that's the second example. The third example, I took a life insurance policy loan against my life insurance policy several years ago for $3,500. So I had a life insurance policy that had built up, extra cash value. You'll learn about that in the later section on investments and on protecting your assets and on protection. So I took out a life insurance policy loan against my own life insurance policy for $3,500. I invested that money into crypto because I know the crypto world very well. I did this a few years ago, and that money turned into $18,000. Yes, not lying, straight truth, honest to goodness, straight truth, no word of a lie. $3,500 loan, straight out, flat out invested that into crypto and turned that into $18,000. Yes, that's a 6x, almost 6x rate of return. Yes, I realize that. It's true. It's possible. I did it. It's true. The next example was about a year ago, I took out a $20,000 loan. I borrowed from my parents. I specifically asked for this $20,000 loan, and I just turned that into, as of today, $118,000. So, yes, that's right. You heard that right. You know from previous videos, I track everything. You know from previous videos and my YouTube channel and conversations with me that I'm really into crypto. Well, today is July 19th. Is it the 19th? Yeah. Saturday the 19th, here in France, here in Marseille, in this hotel, traveling around Europe for the past 3 months. And yeah, it's the crypto bull market. No accidents. This is not an accident. This is not an accident, people. I knew that this would happen, which is why I asked my dad for a $20,000 loan. Michael, how nice that you can ask your dad for a $20,000 loan. Yeah, no kidding. I know. The reason why I asked him for it is because I know that his money is just sitting there. Now I'll give you a bit of family insight here. He has said to me many times over the years, he's 87 years old. He's like, hey, I'm going to die soon. I don't know when. This money eventually is going to be yours. This is the family inheritance. He's so financial, right? He's so financially minded and accounting based. He did people's taxes as an accountant for about 15 years. And before that, he was a bank manager at the bank for forever. His whole life and his whole career for 30 years was in the bank. So he tells us all the time, this money is yours. This is going towards your inheritance. This is your money that's going to go to you guys, right? Thank you. God bless. My parents are wise. My parents are smart financially. That's why I'm doing this course, is because they taught me. I'm teaching it to you. I'm passing it on to you. When I have kids, I'm 40 now. I don't have kids. When I have kids, if I have kids in the future, when I'm 60 or when I'm 80, I want to be able to give them 20 grand. So I'm making the work now. I'm putting in the work now so that these kids of mine in the future can get this money, and I can do this for them, just like my parents did for me. I want to do for them what my parents did for me. I know I'm in the Lucky Sperm Club. And by the way, there are luckier and luckier and luckier sperm clubs. You know what I mean? That's what they call the Lucky Sperm Club if you're born into a wealthy family. I was not born into a wealthy family. I was born into a middle-class family, but they were smart with money. They were savers. They were financially savvy because they worked in the banks, and they saved, and they learned, and they worked hard, and they taught me and my siblings everything there was to know about money. And I'm like one of the only ones that learned. So as a financial advisor for the last 8.5 years, this is the magic I share with my clients. This is how you make magic. This is how you make money. This is how you get out of the rat race. This is how you do it. It was uncomfortable for me to ask my dad for that money. I didn't want to, but I wanted to because I did hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of research every week and every day on crypto for the past 4 years. I know the market well. I understand the crypto market well. It was a big risk, yes. It was a big risk, yes, but the risk paid off. It was a highly, highly calculated risk. Each of these scenarios were calculated risks. each of these scenarios that I gave you, these 4 different examples, were calculated risks. Each one had risks. I was accepting those risks. I was willing to accept those risks, and I calculated them, and I still decided to take them, and I profited. So in this last example, this is by far my most profitable, most beneficial example. I'm not lying. I'm straight out being honest with you. This is the straight goods, the straight true. I have nothing to hide. I told you I'd be on my way to make my next million, and that is how, all right? I've got other crypto money. I've got other accounts that are higher in value because I knew that this would happen. After studying the market every day for the past like 4 years and looking at the charts and just researching my butt off, I was able to turn this $20,000 loan into $118,000. I knew that this bull market would come. I knew that it would happen now. I knew that as soon as Trump got elected in November, that things would pop off. And I knew that they would happen again here July, August, September of 2025. So I took the loan in 2024 when I knew that my dad was just sitting on that money and that eventually that money would be mine as well. And I had to enroll him in an enrolling sales kind of conversation. That, Dad, it would be better if I had some of this money now. Give me an advance on the inheritance, please. I had to convince him and ask him boldly with a plan of all this stuff. And he said yes, and thank God he said yes. And I'm going to pay him back and more in kind when this bull market is done in either September 2025 or January 2026. Not sure yet. Don't have a crystal ball, but that's the way it goes, and that's the way the cookie is crumbling right now. That's the way it's playing out right now, and I'm thankful for that. And this is a really raw, personal, honest, authentic testimonial for you of how you can make money, make you money, and make magic out of money, and make magic out of debt. And this is how the wealthy do it, you guys. This is how the 1%ers do it. I study these people. I study the wealthy. This is how they do it, all right? This is how you leverage debt for good. This is the way. This is the magic. You choose your vehicle. Real estate, trading, stocks, commodities, gold, silver, flipping properties, renting out properties, Airbnbs, crypto, whatever you want to do. If you have any questions, I am here for you. Send me an email at the link below. What can you do? To the victor goes the spoils, and to the bold you are rewarded. So let's take the calculated risks together. This is how you can leverage debt for good. I just gave you 4 examples in my life. Legit. There's probably other examples, but these are the main 4 that I remember that have been very well and very successful for me. By the way, there's other failures. There's other failures too. If you go back, remember my video, the 5 worst investments I've ever made? There's that video at the beginning of the course. There's the other video of the 5 best investments I ever made. It's all there. I'm transparent. I have nothing to hide. I'm a man who hides nothing because I have nothing to hide, and I want you to win. This is how we do it together, becoming financially indestructible. So if you have an idea of how to leverage debt for good, if you have a question, a curiosity, you want to work out the math, you want to know how, send me an email. Let's do it. Let's jump on a call together, and I'll be there to help you through it. All right. Hope you've enjoyed this video and gotten a lot out of it. This is one of the magical ways to truly make money work for you and multiply money. It's an art, I'm telling you, and I love it. I hope you enjoyed it too.